Hello, dog lovers. Let me stop that. Okay. Hello, dog lover. My name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer, also coach dog owners. In this live video, we're going to talk about 2020. We're going also to talk about few topics that I'm gonna share with you, uh, and also I'm gonna talk about the year ahead, what's going to happen to this channel and what we're going to do and how we're going to get your dog to be behaving properly, and you are going to have the best dog that you have dreamed of. Also, I'm going to talk about the top 5 topics of dog related topics that you have asked me or you have been asking or wondering about. And also I'm going to do the Q&A. So lots to talk about. And if you're new here, my name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer, also coach dog owners. And in this channel, we talk about how to train dogs, how to train beagles without the use of treats or food or aversive tools, or even being alpha. And we instead use play and praise as a reward system to train our dogs. And in my channel, there are lots of content about these topics, and we're going to dive in a little bit more in a few minutes. Let me just check to see if everything is okay. Everything is running all right. Thing is, everything working all right. So what a year, what a year has been. 2020, and we're almost at the end of it, and this is the last live session that I'm going to do on this channel about this topic, the dog training and dogs. And we're going to start the new year refreshed and with new energy and new content as well. So 2020 has been a strange year for everybody. I'm sure wherever you are feeling the same thing. You're feeling, not as normal. Everybody, we had the weirdest Christmas holiday and weirdest year in general. And it was strange. It was strange because lots happened. Mainly one thing happened, the pandemic happened, and that forced everybody to kind of start behaving differently. I'm sure it affected our dogs as well. Many dog owners, they stayed home, they started working from home, which I think it made everybody to think differently about life, or in general about dogs too. Many of you, many people, many dog lovers, they decided to get a dog, and because they had an opportunity to get a dog, it's good for many dogs who had they've been in shelters and maybe in the rescue organization, they've been adopted, which is great. And there are many things that we can do to improve the lives of our dogs and also our lives. So that brings me that I'm going to start the new year with a new video that I'm still working on it, which is a complete guide to rescuing and adopting dogs in 2021. I think everybody needs to learn and understand this concept of adopting and rescuing dogs, which I'm going to make a video about it, and that would be my first video of the new year of the 2021. I can't believe I'm saying that. That would be my first video. So wait for it, and it will come out, and it will give you a complete guide, complete understanding of what to do if you're thinking about rescuing or adopting a dog, what to do after, and how to deal with the idea of, in general, adopting and rescuing a dog. So that video is going to come out on the one of the first videos of the year 2021. I can't promise when it would be, which brings me to the next topic that I wanted to talk about, which is I'm going to kind of refresh the channel as well in the year 2021. The reason for that is because I am not sure of what direction to take on this channel, and I need your help to help me to figure this out. I have asked many of my viewers of what they thought this channel should take direction for. And I asked many of you, and you actually came out and responded very well. And more than 300 of my fans and viewers came and answered the question of what they want to see and what they came to this channel to see. And more than, I think, 47%, almost 50% of you came on this channel because you wanted to see Beagle related videos. And the next one is the 26% that stands out, which is to learn how to train dogs without treats. I think these two topics are going to be the main topics that this channel is going to take direction for. And that is kind of the content that I'm going to be making more about. I've been making mainly about these topics, but I think I'm going to put more energy towards these two topics, Beagles and training dogs without treats. So hopefully you can also help me as well and tell me, what do you think? What topics do you want me to make videos about? And why did you like my channel, and why did you subscribe to the channel? If you could help me, that would be great. Please leave your feedback either in the chat area or in the comments area. That would be great, and that would be helpful a lot to me. And that brings me to the next topic that I want to talk about, which are basically the top 10 questions or topics that you dog lovers have been talking about or have been wondering about. And I'm going to share we're going to start from, even though I said top 5, we're going to just briefly touch on the top 10 to 5 as well, just to have an idea, and then we'll discover the top 5 as well. So the top number 10 topic that you've been interested about to talk about was how to help your dog to lose weight. So many of you came to my channel because we wanted to learn how to help your dog to lose weight. That's interesting. The reason I think many of you have a hard time helping your dog to lose weight is because I think it's not the food that is not the amount of food that you're feeding your dog, is mainly the quality of food or quality of life that you're providing for your dog is the issue, which is causing your dog to gain weight, and then you're having a hard time helping your dog to lose weight. So I think basically if you could reduce the food that you're feeding at the moment, which is mostly probably is kibble or dry food. If you reduce that and replace it with fresh food, either 50% or 100%, if you reduce the food or change the food itself, quality of food, that will help tremendously to help your dog to lose weight. The next topic that you were more interested about was the agility. Many of you wanted to learn how to do agility. This is a physical mental activity that I highly recommend to provide for your dog. And I'm going to do a few videos about agility in the new year as well. I'm going to start training my puppy, Annie, this one, Annie. she's not puppy. I mean, she's still puppy. Um, I'm going to start training her agility, believe it or not. So I'm going to do a lot of videos about agility as well. So that would be another topic that would be we will be talking about. The next topic was about how to train your beagle to calm all the time. Uh, Many of you dog owners who are beagle owners have a hard time getting your beagle to calm, and that's, I think, the reason that happens. The reason your dog, your beagle, doesn't come to you when you're calling it, I think, is mainly because you off leash your beagle either too early or you didn't off leash train it before you off leash it. I'm just going to briefly go through these topics and a little bit of explanation, and then we'll get into top 5. So you need to go through process of training, and then uh, basic training, puppy training, basic training, and then uh, long leash training, and then off leash training, and then off leash your dog. So it takes all those steps to take in order for a dog or a beagle to learn to come and to listen to you. So many dog owners, many beagle owners, what they do, they skip many of these steps. They go from puppy training to off leash, and that itself it just doesn't work in the dog, in your beagle's brain. It just doesn't sit well, to go from puppy training or basic obedience all of a sudden to off leash training. So you want to make sure that you're taking all those steps before you off leash your dog. The next topic that you were very interested about was how to correct or punish dogs. But if you know me, you know that I don't correct physical or negative ways or punish the dog in general. What I do is I correct the dog or teach the dog to learn how to not to make mistakes. That is more important and more effective if you focus on how do I get my dog to listen to me, first of all. So if you go through those process of training a dog, which is puppy training, basic obedience, and then long leash training, and then off leash training, if you do all those, you're going to have to build this technique or idea in you and your dog's mindset that if I know what to expect, first of all, and second of all, your dog would know that not to make mistakes, and if it makes mistake, you have a technique or idea to correct your dog. So correction is not to punish the dog. Correction is to stop the dog or prevent the dog, or even give a nudge to the dog that, hey, you made a mistake. So that was one of the other issues that you were talking about or curious about. The next thing was why my dog won't eat its food, right? Most dog owners have a hard time, and they don't understand why is it that their dog doesn't eat its food. Mainly I think is because you're feeding your dog kibble or dry food. Kibble or dry food are not ideal diet for dogs, so they don't really appreciate or they don't really like it. They eat it because they're hungry, and they will eat it just because they need to eat something. So instead, again, food related, you need to replace the food that you're feeding your dog with fresh diet. So let's find out what are the top 5 topics that you were very interested about. So number 5 was potty training. Potty training a dog or a puppy. This is very common issue that many dog owners have problem with. And I have talked about this topic many times. And also I have made many videos about this topic, yet I still get a lot of questions about this topic. So potty training a dog is also depends on what you feed. So you can see a connection here. Diet is very important for your puppy or your dog. So what you feed will help or will encourage or disencourage your puppy or your dog to be potty trained. The reason for that is if you feed your dog dry food or kibble, your dog has no choice but to drink a lot of water. And first of all, they will drink a lot of water because it's dry food. Second of all, the kibble and dry food, they don't have, they're mostly, I would say 50 to 70% are fillers. What that means is they don't have any nutritional value for your dog's body. So it goes in and comes out. So I don't know if you've noticed yourself, if you're a kibble feeder to your dog, when you feed your dog this much, they poop this much. You can see the difference, right? You feed this much, they poop this much because what you feed, it just goes in and comes out. So they poop a lot, they pee a lot because it's dry food. They have to drink a lot of water. So that makes your dog to not benefit from the food that you're feeding your dog. It makes them to become hyper because it's a lot of sugar as well in the diet, in the kibble, and also it makes them fat, overweight, right? And it forces them to pee and poop a lot, so therefore they have a lot of accidents. So when they have accidents, it's hard to potty train them because they are always drinking water, so they always have to pee. They always have to poop because it just goes in and out. So you're never going to win that battle of potty training. So simply by changing your dog's or your puppy's diet to fresh food, as much as you can feed your puppy or dog fresh food, you will see that transition of potty training, it not only gets easier, it just goes away. You're not going to be dealing a lot with that potty training. It doesn't become an issue anymore. So potty training was number 5. The next one was how to stop my dog from chewing. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. How to stop my dog from chewing, right? Chewing things. The chewing, again, has to do with many puppies or young adult dogs, has to do with lack of social, mental and physical stimulation. It is part of growing up, part of a puppy. When puppies are growing up, they are teething, and also they will be having this sensation in their gums that as they are growing, the puppy teeth is being replaced with adult teeth. So they will have that sensation in their mouth, but that is not the main reason why puppies or young adults chew things. That's because they are not provided enough mental and physical stimulation. So what I might mean by that is, if you have not heard this from me before, and it's your first time you're hearing this, and if you haven't heard me before, that's great. You need to focus on providing your dog's daily 5 essential needs. These are things that you need to provide your dog or your puppy in order for your puppy to be physically, mentally, emotionally stimulated and satisfied. If you don't provide this, it will lead to many behaviors, such as chewing. So a dog's 5 essential needs is something that, for example, yourself as a human being, if you wake up in the morning, there are so many things that you need in order to be having a great day, right? Having a good day. What are those things that you need? You need probably your coffee, your breakfast, your car, your cell phone, your laptop, your house, your gadgets, your food, lunch. You have to go to the gym. You have to go to work. You have to go and look after your family, parents, and things like that. There's so many things that will there's a long list of things that you need in order for you to have a good day, right? In order to say I had a good day. But dogs over on the other side, they only need 5 things that you need to provide for them. And if you provide these 5 things, they will be happy and satisfied, and not many behavioral issues are going to develop. And those are exercise, training, socialization, care, and then affection. Yes, affection is part of the formula, but it's not the first thing that a dog needs. And you need to provide these 5 essential needs in this order: exercise, and then training, and then socialization, and then care and affection. I've talked about all the details of these 5 daily essential needs that you need to provide for your dog in many of my videos. And if you want to learn more, just check out my channel and you'll find out about these daily 5 essential needs in details. But if you don't provide physical and mental stimulation and social stimulation and emotional stimulation for your dog, your puppy or your dog is going to have behavioral issues. It's going to develop behavioral issue, which, part of the chewing is because of dogs not having the opportunity to be, their daily needs being provided. I'll give you an example. So, for example, yesterday I exercised my puppy, Annie. I trained it. I did a lot of socialization. I took her here and there. I let her come to work with me. I was doing some inside work in our daycare facility. She socialized with a lot of sounds and smells and objects and things that I was cleaning up and organizing, fixing, things like that. And I provided a lot of care for her and also affection. Throughout the day, I share a lot of exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection, right? And then we were, at the end of the day, I would say like 8 o'clock or so, we were done with our dinner. Me and my wife, we were sitting to watch some movies and things like that. And she was just going and, we have a toy box, and she was going and grabbing every toy from the toy box, bringing it out, playing a little bit, and then going back to the next toy and finding what toy, bringing out, playing a little bit. And she was just, I would say, too much stimulated. She didn't know what to do. So she was just entertaining herself. All she needed was me telling her, hey, Annie, stop it, go to bed. As soon as I said that, she just went to her bed, started relaxing, right? So what that means is she started relaxing, and she went to slowly, slow down her body and her mind, and went to next bed, and then went to her crate and slept all night. But she was excited. She was exercised, mentally, physically, emotionally throughout the day. So she just needed a trigger to tell her that stop going further than that and slow down. She just needed me to say that. And as soon as I said that, she stopped, right? So because I have provided, if you, for example, if you feel that you have provided enough exercise for your dog or your puppy, training, exercise is a physical stimulation, training is mental stimulation, socialization is social stimulation, care is emotional stimulation, and affection is emotional, both for dogs and the humans, stimulation. So if you have provided all these things, you should be completely confident that you can say to your dog, hey, I have provided everything for you that you needed, so take it easy, slow down, and be a calm dog now. But if you haven't provided these things and you just maybe focused on affection, a lot of affection. Maybe you focused on providing a lot of care, a lot of food and treats and things like that. And maybe you just let your dog to see the neighbor's dog and it misbehaved and you brought it back. You didn't do any training and you didn't walk your puppy or your dog enough. Then you shouldn't expect your puppy or dog to behave normal or properly, right? So what happens is it leads to chewing. Your dog starts chewing. It leads to other behaviors, other unwanted behaviors. So chewing was one of the topics that many of you were talking about. The next two, number 3 and 2, was about Beagles, which is interesting, right? Again, my channel is mainly about Beagles as well. So that's the reason why topics number 3 and 2 were about Beagles. One was what about general understanding of Beagles, right? General understanding of things that we need to know about Beagles. And the other one was how to train a Beagle to listen and behave. So these two topics which were about Beagles were very interesting for me to know that many of you are interested in learning about Beagles. And I think as a Beagle owner myself, I can provide a lot of information and a lot of content about Beagles. But in general, you have to understand that Beagles are not a normal breed for everybody. That's one of the things that I think I always come across many people who they think that Beagles are just another dog, right? I don't think they are just another dog. There is something special about Beagles. I think many dog owners, whether they have a Beagle or not, they think their breed or their dog is special, right? And I understand that. But I think Beagles, they're special dogs because, one, they are a breed that we need to understand that is not for first-time dog owner. That itself, I think, is number one thing that you have to get from this channel and understand about Beagles is that Beagles are not ideal dog for first-time dog owners. That's because they require a lot of attention. They require a lot of specialty training and specialty understanding of the breed and the dog itself. They have been bred. They're working breed. They've been bred to work and do, hunting. They've been bred for certain activities, certain tasks. And if you don't, it's like if you have someone who is really good at math, right? Really good at math. And then you ask this person who's really good at math to teach you about yoga, right? To tell you about yoga. There's no interest in yoga in that person. The more interest is towards math. And if you don't allow this person to surround itself or talk about or do things about math, and instead you force it to do yoga, for instance, it's just not going to work, right? Your Beagle is going to have problems. That person is going to have problems. It's not going to enjoy doing yoga and talk about yoga, but instead it's going to be stressed and anxious and not have a good time living life in general, right? Again, I'll give you my personal example. When I was a kid, young one, I wanted to be a movie director. I wanted to work in movies and I wanted to do movie-related content. And for example, this channel is an opportunity for me to express myself, right? But my parents wanted me to become a doctor or a physician or something like that. And they forced me to do, to go to school and do topics that I was not interested. So I failed, right? I didn't do well in school because it wasn't something that I wanted to learn. right? So I didn't do good at school, plus other things were happening. Uh, but as soon as I had an opportunity to make movies and talk about videos and do videos and content and all that, I perked up, right? I'm doing really good. I'm happy about creating and all that. So the YouTube channel, for example, it gives me an opportunity and an avenue to express myself, right? So beagles are bred for certain tasks, and if you don't allow them to express themselves through the breed characteristics and traits, you're going to have problems, right? No matter what you do, you're going to have problems, especially if you don't provide a beagle's daily 5 essential needs. A dog's daily essential needs is different than a beagle's. A beagle's daily essential needs is different than a dog's essential needs. You see, a beagle's daily essential 5 essential needs is different than a dog's 5 essential needs. They still need to be provided these daily 5 essential needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection, but in a different form, in different levels, in different ways. For example, I'll give you an example. A normal dog needs to go for half an hour walk in the morning, half an hour walk in the evening, right? That would be ideal enough, minimum requirement for a dog to go for a half an hour walk in the morning, half an hour walk in the evening, right? But for a beagle, the half an hour walk in the morning and a half an hour walk in the evening is still half an hour, but you're not walking your dog. You're letting your beagle to sniff. That's the difference. A normal dog will just walk. There are breeds who like to walk and just check around and visually just check around. There are dogs who like to listen to things, what's going on. They walk like that. There are dogs who like to sniff, right? Not only beagles, it's not only beagles who are scent dogs, sniff dogs, right? They need to sniff things. So you have to let your beagle to sniff things. You can't just walk your beagle. You can't just say, you know what, we're going to go from here to B, from home, we're going to go to place A, and then B and C, and then we're going to come back. That's not going to happen. With a beagle, that would never happen. You're not going to go to A or B or C, because first of all, you can't just let your beagle or force your beagle just to walk with you, because you need to allow your beagle to sniff things. And when they sniff, it goes from here to there and there and there and there. That's the normal way of allowing a beagle to walk. So if you allow that to happen, if you allow your beagle to properly exercise, it will make a big difference in their lifestyle, in their behavior, and everything, right? So, for example, I just touched on exercise of a beagle. So, as I said, in the new year, I will talk about more in details, in depth, about beagles and how to provide all these properly for your beagle. So stay tuned, right? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep an eye on those videos in the new year. So, yes, you need to provide all these things for a beagle, but for a dog, is different than a beagle, right? So providing these 5 essentials for a dog is different than a beagle. So beagles are special, unique. I know there are other breeds that are special and unique. I could focus on those breeds as well, maybe in the new year. Do you tell me? Do you want me to talk about specific breeds in the new year in my videos? Are you interested in understanding and knowing specific information about specific breeds, and what are those breeds that you want me to talk about? Let me know in the chat area or in the comments area, and I will tally and maybe make up my mind about the direction that the channel is going to take. And the number one topic that many of you were interested in knowing and learning was puppy leash walking and training. How do you walk or leash walk a puppy? This is a topic that I'm going to also explore and talk about a little bit more in the new year, both from any dog breeds point of view and also Beagles puppy leash walking. But this is a topic that I think is something that many of you have been having issues, because puppies either pull on the leash or they don't walk on a leash, right? So this is something that we have to address it. As soon as we get the puppy, we need to make sure that the puppy is comfortable with the leash. And there are many things that you can do. You can make it a fun activity for a puppy. If you make anything for a puppy or a dog fun activity, it becomes more positive. You will get more positive results, right? So you need to make sure that the leash, first of all, is not something that bothers the dog. Your puppy needs to be socializing with the leash. So as you know, again, the five daily essential needs of a dog is exercise, training, socialization. Socialization is something that you need to socialize your puppy, for example, with a leash or a harness or a collar. These are things that you need to pay attention and work on those. So as soon as you start socializing your puppy and properly exercise and train your puppy, all those leash training is going to go away. All those problems are going to go away. So those are the top 5 videos of the past year. I'm very curious to know what would be next year's top 5 videos. We'll see in the year 2021. So that was all the topics that I wanted to talk about, and I will get into Q&As now in a moment. Let me just have a sip of water. All right, so let's get into Q&A of last live session of the year. So let me see who's in here. So we have Carl. Let me just get that. There we go. We have Carl. Carl is saying, just discovered your channel and subscribe. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I'm so glad you discovered my channel recently and you subscribed. My grandmother just passed away. I'm so sorry to hear that. And we got a Beagle girl for my grandfather, and your content really helps in training her. That is great. That is great news, and that is great feedback. Yes, I have tons of videos about Beagles, how to train them, how to work with them. What is it about Beagles that is very different and special that you need to focus on? And as I said, in the new year, I'm going to go even more in depth and more details about this breed and how to train them, how to work them, how to get them to become a valued member of our family. So, Carl, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, and I really appreciate you joining the community. I love my dog. Saying my dog cannot stop barking. What shall I do? So, as I said in this presentation, so I just talked about chewing. The barking is another behavior, unwanted behavior The reason that happens again is because we are not focused on providing our dogs daily 5 essential needs. If you don't provide these 5 daily essential needs, it will lead to many unwanted behaviors. So barking is one of them. Why is it that your dog is barking, first of all, and what can you do to stop the dog from barking? But before I answer that, you have to understand that the barking, if your dog is barking, is not barking to piss you off. It's not doing that to ruin your day or ruin your life. It's not doing it on purpose. It is a way of communication to you. Is a way of communication to its surrounding. A dog, when it barks, there are several reasons why they bark. There are different meanings behind it. I don't know the tone of the bark. I don't know what the tone of this bark is. But if your dog is barking all the time and you cannot stop the barking, I want you to understand that your dog is telling you, I need help, I need help, I need help, help me, I need help. That's what it's saying. It's not barking to piss you off. It's asking you and it's telling you that I need help. So you need to help your dog. How do you help your dog? You focus on providing your dog's daily 5 essential needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and then affection. And I guarantee you are providing a lot of number 5, affection, to your dog, hoping that affection is going to solve the problem of barking. So you're hoping that if you share affection with your dog or care for it, your dog is going to stop barking. Am I right or am I right? Right? So you're focused on the wrong energy, wrong formula. First thing that you need to focus on is exercise. Exercise your dog. Excuse me. Exercise your dog so that drains the physical need of your dog. And then train your dog so it drains the mental need of your dog. Make sure that you're socializing your dog. So you're taking your dog out and allowing it to socialize with everything. I know we are in quarantine most places, most countries, but you still can go out. You can take your dog out and let it just visually experience life. Visually can see what's going on and socialize and be exposed to it. Your dog doesn't have to go face to face with another dog. Your dog doesn't have to go face to face with another human being in order for you to say, you know what, my dog is socializing. Your dog can see a dog or a person from far, 50, 30 feet away, still consider as socialization. So provide socialization. And then focus on care and affection. So what I mean by that is, make sure that you're providing the top 3, first of all, which are exercise, training, socialization. If you provide those, then you can provide your dog care, which is, let's say, food, whatever you consider care, food, and then share affection. Affection is something that I usually say to people is, think about it this way. Have you provided your dog's daily 5 essential needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, and then care? If you have, if you are confident that you have provided properly and enough amount of those, then you deserve to share affection with your dog. This is very important for you to understand. If you have provided exercise, training, socialization complete, you have provided enough, proper amount of exercise, training, socialization, care, then you deserve to share affection for your dog. Also, your dog deserves to get affection from you. Very important to understand this. Many dog owners skip exercise training Probably they provide a bit of exercise, but they skip the training, they skip socialization, they go on care, and then share affection. They shower their dog with affection. They think with affection they can solve this problem that the dog is causing. Affection, actually, if it's provided at the wrong time, in the wrong with the wrong state of mind, you will actually pour more fuel to the fire. You'll make that behavior get worse because you're focused on the wrong energy, wrong state of mind, and wrong form of approaching a problem. A dog who's barking, for example, is not saying I need affection. It's saying I need exercise, I need training, I need socialization. Maybe I need care. What I mean by maybe I need care, maybe I need proper food. Maybe I need fresh food instead of kibble, instead of dry food. Help me. Feed me proper food. Feed me fresh food. That's what your dog is saying. The barking that you're hearing from your dog is not, again, to piss you off. It's a warning signal to you that your dog is saying, I need help. I need help. Help me. Give me proper day. Provide me my 5 daily essential needs. That's what your dog is saying constantly. So if you have a dog who's barking all the time, focus on the right steps. Hope that helps. If you enjoyed that, if you appreciate that information, give it a thumbs up, share, and also let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment or in the chat area or in the comments area if you appreciate that approach. Let's go to the next question, which is from Marie. I don't have any question, but I love your channel a lot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that you are taking the time to share that information with me and everybody. That means a lot to me, and I thank you. I hope you are subscribed to the channel. I hope you're watching my videos, and I hope you're enjoying my videos. Yeah, I just answered that question. Let's go to Terrence Smith. How can you send your dog away from you so you can get the dog going in down position? I see what you mean. Hold on. All right. I think I know what you mean by this question. And I know the answer. Let me just get to this.
Spoiler alert. Shop Boxing Day deals.
Hold on. So let me just get to, I think this is what you're talking about, okay? So probably you've seen this video of me, working with my Annie long distance. This is long distance. Look at this. From long distance, I'm asking Annie to sit, stay, go down, lie down, right? I asked Annie come. Ask her to calm down, stay. I think this is what you want to learn. Do you want to know how do you get a dog to listen to you from long distance, right? Right? You see, it's possible. First of all, you can train any dog or any beagle, any puppy to do this, right? So it is possible. The way you do that is you go through the process of training. Process of the training steps or the process of training is a process that many dog owners don't know. Many dog trainers also, or professionals, they don't either say it, they don't mention it, or they don't mention it enough for dog owners to learn and understand this. Dog training starts with this distance. You and your dog, your puppy, are maybe 3 feet away. It starts from here. And then in few months, in let's say a month or two, you increase the distance. You do the same thing that you're teaching your dog here, you do it here. And then in few months, you go here. Then next few months, you go here, and you teach the same thing and practice the same thing that you were doing here, you do it here. So this process takes 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year. So in the beginning of the video, I explained that, training a dog starts with puppy training, and then basic obedience, intermediate level, and then advanced level, short leash, long leash, and then off leash. This process takes a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. So what you saw in the video that I get results from Annie, for her to do exactly what I'm asking her to do on a long distance without the leash. I have been practicing with her for the past year. I've had her for a year now. So last January, we adopted her. So since January, I've been working on her. So leash, on leash, short leash, long leash, and then off leash. I'm working on her still on off leash level, right? So within next few months, she'll be completely off leash trained, right? So you need to have a year of on leash training with your dog, which is basically short leash and a long leash, a year, and then you're going to get results. Why is it that I emphasize on 1 year? Because it takes time. It takes time for a dog to learn. It takes time for a human to do the right thing, and once you start doing the right thing, which it takes you a long time for a human to start doing the right things, right steps, and then you start teaching the right steps to the dog. It takes the dog a shorter time to learn, but it takes still time. So I would say 4 or 5 months it takes the human to do the right thing with the right steps. It takes another 4 or 5 months for the dog to learn. So it all depends on how fast you're going or how you're getting results. But one of my tricks of how I got results, and I have got off-leash results from Annie a few months ago. This is something that I'm just showing you now. The secret is because I use play and praise as a reward system for my dog. I don't use treats. I don't use treats for training. If you depend on treats to get results, I would say 80% there's a chance that you will fail. The reason for that is because you're focused on the wrong energy, wrong state of mind. If you use treats, you're depending on treats, and many dog trainers will argue with me. They'll say, no, it's not the treat. You have to phase it out. You have to teach the dog first what you want and then phase it out. I'll do a lot of videos about this topic, dog training without treats and the benefits of it, plus the negative side of training dogs with treats. But if you depend on treats, you're not going to get results, because treats makes you to work. For example, one of the downside of treat training is because it makes your dog to be focused on the treat and wants to come and get the treat. So it's always close to you. You never get the results of having that long distance. That's one of the psychology behind it. So one of my tricks and one of my secrets is that I use play and praise as a reward system. Again, in the new year, you're going to learn all about it. I'm going to produce more content about this topic, which I highly suggest you to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you will get those videos. Guys, if you're enjoying this video and you're benefiting from it, make sure to hit the like button and let YouTube algorithm know that you're interested in this video, in these topics. Terence, I hope I answered your question. Viking is saying thank you. You are very welcome. DJ Sweezel Music. How can I buy dog meat? What is the taste? Is roasted chihuahua? I shouldn't have fell for it. I fell for that. My admin is not on today, so I missed that. Okay, hi Saro. Let me just block that user. There we go. Farid is asking, hi Saro, I have an 11 weeks old puppy and I have the same potty training issue you just mentioned. How can I transition to fresh food? Believe it or not, the transition from kibble or dry food to fresh food, it's actually very simple. You don't have to even think about it. How do I transition? You just go from A to B. There's no transitioning needed in most cases because you're going from, I'm so sorry if I'm going to be sounding like I'm putting you down or anything, but you're going from crappy food to fresh food, good food. From crappy food to good food. There's nothing wrong to feed good food. There's something wrong with crappy food. If you're feeding crappy food and you want to transition to another crappy food, yes, you have to transition because negative plus negative equals negative. So you have to be transitioning. But if you're going from negative to positive, positive is going to take over, and there's nothing wrong with that. So transitioning is not really the problem. The problem is, like, the hard part is just doing it. Just going out and shop fresh food and feed your dog, puppy fresh food. And if you need recipes and how do you feed and what do you feed as a fresh food, I have videos on my channel that you can go and watch. Just search on my channel. So what I mean by that is, let me see if I can show you this. So go to my channel and there is this search here. There's this search, right? So just click on it and, for example, type fresh food, right? And you will see videos. Just here we go. How to properly prepare healthy homemade dog food. So I show homemade cooked food, homemade raw food, everything. If you have any questions, just go to my channel and just type in the search area what you want to see and learn about, and you will see. You will get the video. I hope that answered your question. Okay, we have a question from Viking Dogmanship. How would you handle an extreme possessive and aggressive dog only around their owners but behaves great when they are not there? This is a problem because, one, you don't have a clear communication with your dog. Right? What I mean by that is, if you don't have clear communication with your dog doesn't know what it's supposed to do with you, right? And if it doesn't know what to do with you, it wouldn't know how to do things with others as well. So if you don't have clear communication, you're confusing your dog. So your dog is not that it's behaving properly with other people. It's just that it says with my human, I'm not getting clear communication. So I don't know what's going on in his or her mind. So therefore, with this human that I've just met, I'm getting a better, clearer communication, or I'm not getting a communication and I don't need to communicate with this stranger. So therefore, they don't misbehave or do behaviors with those people that are not you. You know what I mean? But if you have a clear communication with your dog, you are going to set an example of how do you behave around me. If my dog is not behaving properly around me, let's say, I have two dogs. I don't have these two dogs, but I have Annie and Harvey. If I'm not clear of how to behave or communicate to my dogs are going to get confused. My dog is going to get confused and it's going to say, you know what? I don't understand what you're saying. I don't grasp on your point. So therefore, I'm going to ignore you, right? So when they ignore you, they start misbehaving around you because you're not telling them anything. You're not communicating. You're not saying stop that behavior or that's a good behavior. I want you to do more of those good behaviors, and I don't want you to do more of these bad behaviors. You don't have that communication going on. So your dog will do whatever it feels like it's the right thing to do. So it will look like that it's misbehaving. It's not misbehaving. It's just doing its own thing because it doesn't have any clear communication system. It doesn't have any clear understanding of what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to do. It's not that it's behaving properly with other people or others if you're not around. That it's just that they don't know what to do. Now, the other thing is, the other reason for that would be, is because you're more focused on affection, right? You are sharing a lot of affection with your dog and care maybe, and you're not doing any of this socialization training in a proper form of exercise. And if you're not doing all these properly, and you're more focused on care and affection, your dog is going to say, you know what? I'm not clear. I don't understand what's going on. So I'm not going to behave properly around this human because I don't understand him or her, right? So, and if your tool or your idea of communication and training your dog is sharing affection, you're not doing it right. I hope that makes sense. I know I can be sometimes a little bit more technical or a little bit out there, but I hope I explained it right. Okay. All right. Let me see what is the next question. Okay, Nika is asking, I just got a puppy and she keeps growling at me and attacking me. I don't know what to do and she does not like going outside. So there are two topics here that you want me to answer and talk about. So first of all, you're saying you just got a puppy. So I'm going to evaluate the question and the situation based on the information that you're providing me. So first of all, you just got a puppy and your puppy is attacking you. So first of all, when you have a new puppy, your puppy is going to be stressed, anxious, confused, and doesn't know what to do and how to behave. So that is normal for a puppy to be stressed and anxious and angry, confused, which causes the puppy to be upset, right? When it gets upset, it may do behaviors, it may do things that it looks like they're attacking you, but they're not attacking you. They're just confused. They're just confused because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. Remember, they were with their own kind, probably with the other siblings or parents. And now they're in your family, with humans, different kind of creatures, different life, different everything. So it will be stressing the puppy out. So it's not that it's attacking you, is confused and it's stressed, and you are a way for the puppy to relieve its stress. So they do things that it seems like they're attacking you. They're not attacking you. They have no intention of harming you or intention of bothering you. It's just that they're communicating to you, right? And the reason for that is doing that behavior is because you need to, again, focus on providing your puppies, especially that you have just got your puppy, its daily 5 essential needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection. If you provide these 5 things, you will see that your puppy is going to be more relaxed, more less anxious, and be more focused. Now, why is it that your puppy doesn't like to go outside? Because it's not feeling confident and comfortable exploring. Because when you don't train a puppy, when you don't work with a puppy, the puppy is confused. And as soon as you start training it, the confidence level starts going up. And once the confidence level goes up, you'll see that your puppy is going to be more able to solve problems, including going outside. That is a problem for a puppy, for example. Your puppy's mind is a problem, doesn't know how to solve that problem. But as soon as you start working with your puppy, training it, socializing it, exercising it properly, it starts, instead of focusing on the negatives aspects of going out, to making it more positive. Oh, I know how to solve that problem. I know how to do it. But if you don't, you are not providing any answers for your puppy. So your puppy doesn't feel confident enough to go outside. So first of all, I don't want you to force your puppy to go outside. Second of all, I want you to focus more on training your puppy, providing your puppy's daily 5 essential exercise, training, socialization. Socialization is going outside, right? Provide that, and then care, and then affection. Don't focus on affection. Just because you got your puppy, just recently got your puppy, and it's cute and it's sweet and it's don't share affection. Probably all you're doing is sharing affection. If you share affection, again, remember, if you share only affection, or affection at the wrong time with the wrong state of mind, you are going to be making that behavior get worse. You're going to be putting more fuel to the fire. Make sense? Again, if you enjoy this show, this Q&A session, you're enjoying the content that you're getting in this channel and this video, give it a thumbs up, like, and share this video. We have Meluna. Meluna is one of my fans and followers, and she has, I believe, a Beagle as well. So thank you for being here, Meluna. We are planning to bring a 2-month kitty home. Wally, our Beagle, is 9 months old and has been all the time very close to my husband due to teleworking in the apartment. Do you have recommendation? Yes, I do. Whenever we have a pet at home and we're bringing another pet to our home, what we want to do is make sure that we have complete control of the current pet before we bring, first of all, the other pet. But if you don't have control at the moment, complete control of your 9-month-old Beagle puppy, and you're bringing a cat home, What I want you to do is focus on understanding that cats need to be staying up, dogs, they stay down. That's, I would say, that's the tip. That's all. That's all you need to know. Cats are staying up, puppies stay down. Big, not your Beagle puppy or dogs stay on lower areas of the house, where the cats should be on top. You have to have your house, first of all, set for both cats and dogs, puppy proof and cat proof the house, and set it up to have both cats and dogs. What that means is you need to have shelves, you need to have those, I can't remember what they're called, those cat stands. What do we call them? These things. You need to have this stuff for a cat. You know what I mean? You need to have something like that for a cat. So you see, cat stays up there, right, and the dog stays down there, right? That's the law of nature, right? So that's what you have to understand first of all, and second of all, have the place, you know, set for to have pet and dog. And third, make sure that your puppy, your Beagle puppy, is not going to be headache for your cat, at least for the first few months. Just keep them separate, keep your puppy on a leash, keep your cat separate from the dog. And to be honest with you, Beagles are very, very friendly, very, I would say, very, very easy to let them live and be with another pet. But in any case, you want to be a little bit cautious, a little bit more proactive, to make sure that everything is going to be perfect before you make them mingle together. First few weeks, maybe even a month or so, you don't have to really let them be together. You don't have to be in each other's face. They can be behind fences, behind crate, on your puppy on a leash, the cat free, puppy under control, the cat free. Cats are different creatures, right? Cat people understand me. Cats are, you can't reason with a cat. With the dog, with the Beagle, you can reason, right? I hope that answers your question. Terence has a following question. If your dog runs towards the road, how do you get him to go down with the dog back and away from you, so you will see the tail end of the dog's body? I understand what you mean, and I understand the concern. What this means is, if you see that your dog is running towards a road and is not listening to you and is not coming to you and is not paying attention to you, unfortunately, that's a signal. That's a sign that your dog is not ready to be off leashed yet. That's the honest truth. If you don't have 100% control over your dog, I wouldn't suggest off leashing that dog first. Second of all, if you see that your dog is not listening to you and it doesn't pay attention to you and it's not doing what you're asking it to do, it means it's not ready to be off leashed yet. You went too fast, and it just, the dog is not ready to be off leash. That's all it means, basically. What that means is you need to work more on short leash, and then increase it to long leash, and then off leash, and then off leash. Takes a long time. Takes a lot of steps to take in order to get the dog to listen to you. For instance, if you have a trained dog, fully trained dog, first of all, that dog wouldn't run towards things, towards roads, towards animals, towards dogs, towards joggers, because you have trained it. So first of all, if you train it, it's not going to make a mistake. Second of all, if it makes a mistake, you have created and developed a communication system between you and your dog, so you can say, Rover, no, and Rover stops without saying lie down or calm or stay. Your dog is going to pay, respond to you. So take it that way. Don't look at it as, oh, I want my dog to be off leash, so I'm going to let my dog be off leash, but if it runs towards the street, how do I stop it? No, that's a wrong approach of dealing with a problem or dealing with your dog. If your dog is running towards the street, that means it's not ready to be off leash yet. I would take the time to work on the dog for a little while until I get that complete control, 100% control over the dog, and then I would off leash him. Make sense? Okay, we have a question from Dragos. I have a 7-week-old Beagle boy, and it's my first experience with that dog. I have plenty of time for him, and I don't want to use a crate. Is that possible? So, as a first-time dog owner, you chose to go with a Beagle. I don't know if that's the right choice, but you're saying that you have plenty of time to focus on the dog and all that, which is good. And Beagles need a lot of exercise and training and socialization, care and affection. And you don't want to use crate. Let me give you a few things to think about. I highly suggest you to use crate. Crate is the best thing that you can offer a dog or any Beagle or any dog to have the option of crate. Because don't think of crate as, if you're thinking of crate as a bad place in your mind, you're already losing the battle. You already are setting up your dog or your Beagle to fail. Having a crate and having a Beagle to be crate trained is the best thing that you can do, because it gives your Beagle an opportunity to have an area, space that can be on its own, be comfortable and just relax. Not if you're using a crate as a punishment area where you're saying go in there and close the door and stay there, that's a negative form of using crate. It shouldn't be a jail. It should be a bedroom for a dog. It should be looked at a room for a dog. As a kid, when things were going bad, what did you need? You needed to go to your room, close the door, lock the door, and listen to White Snake and just be yourself and on your own, and then you were good to go. That's the same thing happens with dogs. They need that space to go and have their space to be on their own, to be relaxed. My dog, Annie, for example, I'll tell you first of all about Annie. She's done with the day. She goes in the crate, sleeps there. If she had the ability to close the gate and lock it, she would do that. She goes in there, I can close the gate, and she'll sleep all night in it, not bothering me, not bothering anybody. And my Harvey, this one, he crates himself once in a while. If the crate door is open, he goes in there. He wants a me time. He wants to be away from Annie because Annie is full of energy. He wants to have a break from Annie. He'll put himself in the crate and he'll relax there. So that's one thing that I want you to um, understand. That one part. The other part that I want you to understand is there are two types of dogs. Dogs who like to go in a crate and dogs who don't like to go in a crate. What that means is they're either den dogs or they're not den dogs. So you can teach your dog to either like it or don't care about it. Put the crate in a living room, in the middle of the living room where the whole family is, or you're there. See if your dog is going to go in it on its own. If it goes, it means it likes to have that opportunity. If it doesn't show any interest, you may have to teach it. But overall, it's a good thing to teach. If your dog is not showing interest in crate, you can introduce it to be in a crate. But I wouldn't say you shouldn't be using it. You should use the crate as a positive things. And is it possible to not use the crate? Of course, you are the one who creates this output of life, an outcome of life for your beagle. You can do whatever you want. But if you want a feedback from a professional, I highly suggest you to use crate. You're welcome, Farid. And your other question is also, do you have some tips to deal with play biting and ankle biting of 11 weeks old beagle? Yeah, basically provide more chew toys. Play with your puppy, with toys, or take it for a walk, things like that. Don't let your puppy, the time, as soon as they start biting or nipping your ankle or things like that, that's a signal that it needs distractions. It needs to focus on something else. What happens is, for example, you're doing something and also all of a sudden you get an itch, right? And you can't reach it and you can't do it. You can't reach to scratch your back, for example. It just annoys you, right? And you're looking for something to scratch your back. So you go on the wall or something like that, bear scratch or something. And, think of it that way. If your puppy is biting, is looking for something to relieve its sensation. So either provide chew toys, so it will start directing that sensation, itch its back. Give it a tool or something that can scratch its back, or provide a different activity so it can focus on something else. You know what I mean? As long as you are redirecting the focus to something else, it will help the puppy to deal with that sensation. Let me see. This is from Viking. The owner actually do try correct their dog, but she gets too focused on attacking anything close to them. She's a boxer, by the way. They have rules for her in the home. They go for long walks. I think their correction is how she gets attention. They need to praise her when she does the right thing more. Training humans is more difficult than owners. I mean dogs. Yes. Okay, I see what you're doing, what you're saying. Yes. Definitely training humans is more important and it's harder than dogs. 60 to 70% of my energy is focused on training humans, the dog owner. And the other 30% or 40% is training the dog itself. So I will say that also most people, most dog owners, they're either always saying, good boy, good girl, yes, 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 or they're always saying, no, stop it, don't do it, no, no, no. They're always no. So you have people who always are saying yes or no. So in the dog's mind, you're either a yes or a no. You're either positive or negative. And that kind of messes up the dog's understanding of how to deal with things. Therefore, I suggest dog owners to be both positive and negative. Share both positive and negative. For example, if your dog is doing something bad, say, no, don't do it. And as soon as your dog stops that behavior, say, good boy, good girl, yes. So don't just leave the dog with the negative. Just say, no, stop it. And the dog stops and you don't say or follow up anything. You have to make sure that you follow up with positive and say, good boy, good girl. Yes, that's what I want. So, or people that just say, if the dog is doing something, and just say, no, and stay there. And no, negative. Or the dog is doing something bad, something unwanted, and they say, oh, stop it. No, don't do it. My love, what is it? It's okay. It's okay. They just do positive, right? So dog doesn't understand. When your dog is doing something wrong and you do say, it's okay, don't do it, or it's okay, everything is fine. The dog says, is it okay for me to feel this way? So I'm going to feel this way. So it's okay for me. So understanding these little things makes a big difference. So make sure that you're always positive and negative, right? You're sharing both. And also don't leave the dog either positive or negative hanging there just on the thought or results of a positive or negative. Make sure that your dog is learning something out of that situation. Terence is saying, I don't think I'm explaining myself to you clearly. We're not on the same page. I want to train a dog to go down when his tail end is facing away from me at a distance. Still don't understand exactly. Maybe I'm not understanding what the question is. Do you want your dog? Let me see. Let's say this is your dog, right? And it's facing there, tail end. Tail end is facing away from me. Tail end is facing away from me. Is that what you're saying? So you're facing your dog and tail end is facing away from you and you want it to go down. You want it to lie down. Well, I just explained, long. I think that's what you want, and that's basically long distance. I think it doesn't matter what it is, whether the dog is like this or like that. It's long distance. So let me maybe explain this thing. So first of all, when we are training our dog, we're facing our dog like this. We're saying sit, and the dog sits, right? We're just this close. And then we do this, we a little bit distance, right? And then we say sit, and the dog sits and lie down, right? And then what we do through this process of training the dog, we start facing dog this way, right? So sideways, we ask the dog to sit and lie down. And then once they get it, we face it this way and we say sit down and lie down. And then once they get that, we go here. So again, it's a process that you go through until your dog learns and gets it. Not sure if that's exactly what you want to know. Hope that's the one that you want to know. I don't understand. I don't understand the question. So I'm so sorry. I think so. Yes. I don't really understand the question, but Terence, if you could explain it to me a little bit better, maybe in the comments area, that would be great. Dogos is saying thank you so much. Sorry, you are welcome. That's a good point. Do you want him to stalk something and stop from a distance? Is that what you want? If you want the dog, if you want your dog to herd other dog animals or something, is that what you want? I'm not sure. Great. I don't exactly. Let me see. We get something like that. That's cool. They're great dogs. Good luck. Okay. Maluna is saying thank you, dear Saro. You are very welcome. All right. No, Terence, I don't know what the question is. I'm so sorry. I don't understand it. We don't understand it. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed this live show. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to share this video with other dog lovers, and make sure to hit the subscribe button as well, so you will be subscribed. And also make sure to hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified as soon as I post my next video. And it's a holiday, so there are lots of free time now. Make sure to go and watch my videos. The more videos you watch, the algorithm of the YouTube will notify it that you are interested in the topics that I provide and produce. So it will help me to make more videos. Make more videos of what you like. So go ahead and watch my videos and hit the like and comment in my videos, so the algorithm will pick up that information and it will let me know to make more of those videos, and you will get more information about that topic that you need to learn. So it's end of the live show. I hope you enjoyed the live show today, and I wish you all a happy, healthy, safe, and wonderful new year. Let's hope that 2021 is going to be much better than 2020, and 2021 is going to be going back to normal. Let's hope that we are going to have a better year than this year. Let's all hope and pray that we're going to have a healthy and happy and better life in coming in next year. I want to wish you all a happy and merry new year as well. And as I said, I will be back in the new year. Stay tuned. I'm going to be coming with new contents and new information about dogs and dog training. And one of my first videos, the first video that I'm going to be posting on my channel in the new year, would be the complete guide to rescuing or adopting a new dog in 2021. Keep an eye on that. Make sure to watch that. If you're thinking of rescuing or adopting a dog, that would be a great information source. And I will see you in the new year 2021. Wish you all good luck and health and happiness. Until next time, Have fun with your dog.